I interned at Electronic Arts Tiburon here in Orlando, and I was a designer. And I primarily worked on Tiger Woods and Madden just a little bit for the DS, PSP, and the PS2. One of the things they had me do is the first thing is to come in to see what I could do as far as what I learned here at school as far as design-wise. What they had me do is take a look at the existing Tiger Woods games and make recommendations about what could be changed immediately. And actually they said they were pretty impressed with that. They showed that to the manager and everything like that.
How did you do that? Did you create a document?
Yes, yeah, I created a document. A lot of it was the stuff I learned here at FIEA. I learned on production class.
Give me an example of something that you found that you thought should be changed, or
the menu system really bothered me a lot. Also, the main menu, the first thing that you see in the game, that should really pop to the player, and it didn't pop. And I'd suggest to make changes to that. User interface is really important. So the menu system was extremely unintuitive. I made recommendations. As a matter of fact, I've mapped out a way it could be better, and that's actually going to be put into the new game, so I was pretty happy about that. They're also going to change the main menu as well, based upon some of the recommendations I had for it. So that's pretty cool. That was one of the first things I did. I also got to, they have mini games in Tiger Woods, and they asked me to make a mini game, so I'll have a mini game in next Tiger Woods 09 for the PSP and PS2. And who knows, if they like it, maybe it'll be in the next gen stuff. So.
Now how did you go about the process of doing that? That to me would be interesting.
Well, I made a recommendation that it should be in there. It was something that was very Tigerish, and I made a suggestion. Apparently it had been mentioned before. And I talked to my manager about it. He said, let's do it. And he had me come up with a design document. I did something in Flash to kind of show people what it would look like, and it's going to be in there.
Well, that must be satisfying.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's probably the thing I'm most proud of.
Yeah, definitely. What did you have? Did that remain your position, or what did you do after the position morph after that into something else, or was that the main kind of scope of your internship?
That was also there was a new game they were working on as well that I contributed as well, a new IP, and I had some input on that, how it should work. And actually, they listened to me a whole lot. So I was kind of, at first, I wasn't sure if I should speak up because these guys have been in the game industry a lot more, but I realized that I could keep up with them, and that's something I really learned here at FIEA. I had FIEA to thank for that, and they took a lot of my suggestions and recommendations. I was able to convince them sometimes that the direction they were going was probably not the best way to go. I tried to make the mechanic more simple, and they followed that line eventually to focus really on get the core mechanic down, which was what I kept pushing. So I was, in some ways, I was kind of surprised that they didn't know better. Yeah, I felt really comfortable there, just like I was in class again. It's kind of strange. I knew what they were talking about. I can express my opinions. They didn't always agree with me, but I could keep up with them because of FIEA. Rick talked about how a good producer, it's about attitude, it's about personality, it's not all about your skills. A producer makes things happen, and that's something I tried to do while I was there. I tried to make things happen. I tried to be a contributing member. I didn't become a flower on the wall, just looking in. I tried to be an active participant and do whatever I could to help out the team. It's just, it's EA. It's a big company, and they do some really cool stuff. And just the atmosphere was electrifying. It was pretty cool. When we first went in there, you come into the floor and there's all this football paraphernalia and stuff like that. It was just one of those wow moments when you first got there. And they brought us into this room where there was this big, huge ball pit, and I jumped in there, was playing around in that the first day. So, it's just it really was a playful, creative atmosphere. Yesterday I got hired on as a project manager for InSpace, which is another game company here in town.
How did that come about?
Well, they had interviewed us just before our internship started, and they knew that I had been the project lead for Master Plan, and they liked what I had to say. They knew EA wasn't going to take me on, and so they snatched me up. All right. Well, I'm really excited about the game I'm working on. It's really cool. Can't talk about that, but it's really cool. I'm excited about that. It's right up my alley. And one of my strengths is leading, so I get to be doing that. Some more of that stuff that I learned here at FIEA on Master Plan. So that's probably what I'm most excited about. But also just to learn more from people who have been in the industry for a while, and just to learn the ropes even better. So.
What do you think is going to be your next one of those next great days at InSpace? Do you have any anticipation of what next? You know, what's the next? Is there when this game comes out? Will that be the
yeah,
game that you're looking
I think that's probably what I'm looking forward to. The game the day that hits the shelves and I have something to point to and say, yeah, I was on that project, you know, the entire time. I helped make that happen. I mean, of course, I had the stuff I had at EA, but this is something that I'll have a big hand in, and that's something I'm really looking forward to. Well, I think probably the advice that I'd like to give people is that you have to become a team player. You can't be a loner in this industry. No one designs alone, no one designs in a vacuum. You have to embrace other people and their differences and learn how to get along with other people. If you can do that, you're going to have a leg up here at FIEA. No one likes working with a mean guy. I'm not going to say anything explicit, but
Sure.
That's something probably I recommend the most. You've got to learn how to work as a team, and the more you can foster working as a team. You know, I'm kind of an introvert a little bit, and some people don't believe that. I have some extrovert tendencies, but I'm pretty quiet and shy. But you also have to have some initiative as well, show some initiative. But just learn to work with people, being courteous, being respectful. That's really important. Yeah, I'm going to be here for a while working on a game at InSpace. I'm excited about that. My wife's really excited about it. It's been a hell of a ride for her. So.